Welcome back to the Vexations of a Vampire Princess anime review, episode number 2. We're discussing the 4th episode of the series, which does finish adapting book number 1 for the series. It's called The Mercy of the Lonely Crimson. Yes, we pick up where we left off last time with this thing, where Corey basically has shown up, and she begins her episode-length fight between her and Millicent. Yep. But before that, we have an exhibition dump. Basically the reason for the whole flashback of why she got bullied in the first place. So it turns out, though, her father really wants her to learn about core implosion, which something kind of mentioned back in the first episode. But they never delved into what the heck it was. It was implied with some kind of suicide bomb, but really what it was, we'll get to it. So basically, our father basically is out of the country on an expedition. He basically gets combat lessons. And she's got no choice in the matter. So the first thing her instructor does is beat the crap out of her. Yes, a young girl who's presumably like 10, maybe 12 years old. And she gets beat up by a much older guy. Even gets freaking stabbed in the belly. I'm like, what the heck? Seriously. So, excuse me. Someone's doing trash, dude. That's the reason why I'm doing this. Don't worry, this will be just a minute. Alright. There we go. Much better. Yes.
Me too.
Alright, anyways. So right after she gets stabbed, and after a while, apparently she's got no talent to get the core implosion after a while. I was like, okay, she really wants to get it, and then she talks to her, look like her friends, and she hears, oh, amazing magic, and talk about the gossip blood, and then reveal the reason why she was bullying Vel, which was revealed in the previous episode. So apparently she decided to suck her blood. Like, oh, I can read the future. And it's like, oh, it's significant other. And it's not what she wants, so she proceeds to beat her up for it. Breaking her, and her friend's like, yeah, let's kill. And she's like, she's broken, can't fight back anymore. And he's like, okay, let's kill her. And then we actually have more of what happens next. Where it's revealed in this flashback that Corey had taken snippets of blood from one of the girls, and apparently it looks like the core implosion thing is like this. It's the best way to describe it. It's like going Super Saiyan, but drinking blood, because the vampire, that's the only way possible we can achieve this thing. And apparently she's immune to all attacks. And we see her in the episode after she takes a snippet of Val's blood, after apparently ripping off her hand, which had been nailed onto his cross. Like, what the heck? Like, basically, she's like this the whole 2 episodes, arms, hand like this. And then she just rips one off like she's Jesus. Because, though it's been stated like, oh, but nails in the hand, that's what scientific was actually here, not here. But that's what the Bible says. So I'm not going to question the Bible says when it comes to that. But scientifically, it does not exactly make sense to come to that. Anyway, so then she gets apparently the same time, her eyes go the same way that Vel's does, like goes red with little triangles. And she basically rips off Millicent's arms. Her troops show up to cheer her on. And of course, she wins. She beats her, taken to custody. She doesn't die anyways. Holders get stabbed again, presumably, and of course there's an explosion. He'll recover from that, no problem. But yeah, he's been stabbed twice over the course of 2 episodes. Yes, because, well, Melissa wants to kill her. Then, apparently, then after that, Mercio, she has her on her throat, and then she collapses. Waking up apparently the next day, there is a flashback where it's revealed by her father, making his return here, that this is not the first time this has happened. The first time she happened when she was 3, she got a little bit of blood, and she murdered a lot of people. So she was hypnotized to hate blood because of it. And, well, the Empress is briefly seen in the episode. She doesn't do anything, she just looks at her glass. It's like maybe she's seeing this from a distance via the blood. That's probably what's happening here, but it's not going detail here. Also in the book, they cut this from the episode. I'll get to that in just a minute. So it's revealed that, so apparently like the whole thing with Happy just has been settled. So Vel thinks she's finished, but then it's like, maybe she stopped being made. No, she'll continue on, don't worry. And of course, well, it's like proposal, like, no. And then we have basically the letter in the background, the penance off her. That's the episode. There was actually subtext that cut from here, from the episode. This is not the translator's fault. I don't blame them for this, for Science Film Book. This is not their fault. This is the fault of the studio for cutting this out. Okay, it was revealed in the book that apparently the Empress was originally betrothed to Corey's mom. And then her father stole her from her. Yes. And there's also implications in the book that the Empress wants to grope Corey. Vel wants to grope her too. It's like the stuff for the Empress. Like, they cut a lot of that stuff out for her because it was way over the top how much she wanted to sexually harass the daughter of basically her former fiance. That she wanted to do that. That was implied by the dialogue in the book. And given the fact she's much older than Corey, now in the case of Vel doing it, it's probably fine because we're all the same age. Fine. By having a woman who's about the same age, could be presumably the same age as her mother, we don't know what happened to her at this point, that having her implying that she wants to do this, they probably cut it because it probably would not be appropriate to hear an older woman wanting to grow up a teenager. Yes, they probably do not want that at all. They do not want any controversy surrounding it. Like, you can keep that in the book. That's perfectly fine. But an anime is more a wider audience. So, I'm presuming that's the reason why it was cut. I've not heard, but that's, like, any kind of dialogue related to that. I mean, could you say, the Empress was, like, could say virtually almost cut out of the entire story. Not necessarily. She's there. It's just some of her dialogue was cut out. That's the biggest cut I saw here from the book to the anime. Because a lot of what we see here in the anime in the course of these first few episodes, that is from the book. Though the past with Corey's mom, I thought that was kind of weird. Like, that should not have been cut. That's character stuff. But the implication that she wants to grope Corey, who is, you look at her, she's a teenager, presumably like late teens per se. It's understandable why that dialogue was cut, but cutting out that character stuff, that was not necessary. But aside from that, they mostly put everything in, from what I can tell. But that was the only major I saw cut here. Do I think that would cut for the remainder books? I don't know. I haven't read book 2 yet, so I don't have an answer for that one yet. So yeah, for now, basically, until I read, right now, I'm reading this book here, which I will be reviewing this book in the future, because I reviewed the previous few books of the series. This one here, Come As Dispatched. Yes, I review that in the future, don't worry about that. So, next up is going to be a comic corner, and it's on to 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. Okay? Thanks for you. Bye. Get out of my way, please. Thank you.